Hey guys, welcome back. It's Erica here today to talk to you about trial classes. I had other classes today, but I think I've kind of talked through all of those things. No real new themes emerged with those classes, but one thing I had today was a trial class. And I don't know about you, but I have been getting a lot of those 25-hour cancellations, the ones that you don't get paid for. But the thing about those, I don't really mind. I mean, I do mind, but I guess the silver lining in that is that you can potentially pick up that extra $2 for getting a last minute booking or short notice booking. And then also, if you're lucky, you get a trial class and there's a potential to make that other $5 if you get them to sign up. So with that, let's talk a little bit about trial classes. For me, I think the purpose of a trial class is to show them the VIP Kid program. You can showcase yourself a little bit because, hey, maybe they'll start booking with you. Just to, they should feel positive about it. Make it a little easy. Kind of throw them some soft pitches. I don't like to make my trial classes hard. I'm not there. The only time I've ever maybe up the ante a little bit is when I get an older student who's kind of cocky and kind of like, oh, this is for babies. Oh, this is boring. So then I might be a little more challenging. I might show them like, look, you still have things to learn. All that to say, in a trial class, you need to be flexible. But I'd say a majority of these students don't have a lot of experience working with foreign teachers, don't have a lot of experience speaking in English or hearing English. They just don't have a lot of experience with that kind of stuff. So for the majority of trial classes, I think it's important to just like set the tone right off the bat. Warm smile, all this stuff. I think Teacher Jojo from VIP Kid teaches an awesome class. So I'm not going to try to recreate what he teaches in his trial workshop, but some things that I do. I use a sign, and yeah, I cheat to make them feel comfortable. I put my name in English and I put my name in Chinese with teacher after my name. They're like, oh, wow, that's interesting. It kind of gets their attention, makes them feel like not maybe like I'm going to speak Chinese. This has not inspired children to start speaking in Mandarin to me. So if you want to do this with your name, it's just a way to make them feel comfortable that, you're interested in them and what they're about. I also like to use this to elicit a name. So I'll introduce myself, I'll hold mine up, and then this will be blank. And I'll say, what's your name? And most kids understand, unless they're really, really little or really, really shy. Most of them are excited to give me their name, and some can even tell me how to spell it, which was the case with Coco today. She was listed as Kiki. I wrote Kiki, even though she told me Coco. Sometimes they spell their names strange. I didn't want to shame her, but she said, no, teacher, and she started writing it on the screen. So that was another indication that maybe she's taken classes before. I didn't see any prior classes, any trials at VIP Kid, but she knew that she could write on the screen. In fact, her and brother discovered you could scribble all over the screen, and they discovered that the teacher can disable your mouse. They started speaking to each other in Chinese. I can only imagine. Perhaps it was, what happened? Why can't I write anymore? But that's why it's there, right? And then also, I like to test their ability to answer the question, how old are you? How old are you? Sometimes I'll point to myself and write like 43 on here to tell them how old I am, and then I'll pretend to start filling in candles, and we laugh about that, and it makes them feel comfortable. And then usually they're ready to tell me, oh, I'm 5. Today Coco said 5 immediately, right out the gate. 5. She knew, like, I am 5. And I didn't make an explicit correction, like I didn't say, I am 5 years old and make her repeat. Because again, we're just trying to have fun. So I used recasting and I said, oh, you are 5 years old. We left it at that. She wanted to repeat, great, but we're just getting to know each other. So I'm not going to correct you right out the gate. We can do that later, and I did. And then also we started counting. So I said, I colored 1, and she started saying 2. 4 we weren't so sure about, and then she said 5, but she just didn't connect it. I don't know what happened. She forgot 5, and so I did prompt. I said 4, 5. So that was good. And with trial classes, like I said, it's important to have a lot of supports, especially with those younger kids. You want to make sure you have something. Like, you could literally just cut shapes out. This was the trial class where you have like the 3 shapes, circle, square, and triangle, and then 3 things. Bicycle. This is actually from my mock class. This is like the first prop I ever made. I don't have a color printer, as you can see. Bicycle. 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 Do any of you remember that? 2017, any of you teachers hired? Bicycle. I see a bicycle. Anyway, sorry. So long ago in VIP Kid terms. A robot. Oh, any chance I can bust out Potato Head? I love it. So this was the robot, and the kids liked it because they're like, oh, I know, Star Wars. Like they couldn't say Star Wars, but they recognized R2D2. And then I like to choose a brightly colored ball. I stole this one from my dog. I'm not a horrible person. She actually prefers tennis balls. She doesn't like the rubber balls, so she's fine. Don't worry. She's got like 20 tennis balls to play with and other things. So I had those things so I could support. Sometimes I could just hold things up and point or whatever. So it's really, like I said, it's really important to have those kind of supports in your class. And also, while we're going through, again, to make the kids feel comfortable, and it kind of makes them laugh. Sometimes I'll say, what is it? What is it? What is it? And what do you see? I think we're like 2 sentences we used today. And so I'd say, what is it? And they'd be like, oh, and they got really stressed out. If you taught like the new trials where there's like some guy and he's got like a gun, like a ray gun or something, and he comes and like destroys the toys. He gives the bike like triangle wheels, and the robot has a weird like triangle on the bottom of him, or square wheels. Anyway, he ruins the toys, and you have to like fix your toys by like saying words in English. And so the kids kept forgetting, to his brother and sister, they kept forgetting square. So I'd say, what is it? And they're like, ah. And one time I just hit the wrong thing just to see what they do. Oh, they were crushed. It's like the very next thing when they didn't know it, I'm like, square. And they're like, square! Like as if like they knew it. Like they got a kick out of it that I'm like feeding them answers, kind of like maybe mom and dad would be in a normal trial class. They got such a kick out of it. And so it's fine. Again, we're just having fun. So I kind of made that connection. It made them feel like, oh, teacher's on our side, even though I'm kind of playing 2 parts. I'm like helping. I'm also like, say the word. It's like good cop, bad cop. I don't know. These poor children probably think I'm bipolar or something. But anyway, all that just to make them comfortable. It's the whole thing. Make them comfortable. Make them like want to come to VIP Kid, right? So you can book them again, or hey, at the very least, snag that $5 bonus that you get for signing them. So that is really it for today. Just talking really quickly about trial classes, some things you can try, the importance of having like props, really obvious props, and coming alongside your students and just making it a fun experience. Oh, and I guess in one last thing, I mentioned that there were 2 kids. How do you feel about having more than 1 kid in trial classes? I know I've seen on the Hutang, some people are really against this. Like, no, I follow the rules. VIP Kid says 1 student, I'm calling the fireman. Totally fine. I mean, you can do that. I choose not to in a trial class, even in a master class. If a friend comes by after school, or especially during like Chinese New Year, not a big deal for me, as long as it doesn't disrupt the class. And especially in a trial class, even if it did, there was a fight that broke out over who gets to touch the screen. But I look at it as an opportunity to show the parents that I can manage my classroom, that I can adapt, and that it's not really a big deal. And the way I see it too, I don't know if brother's already a student, but maybe today 2 kids might be signing up for VIP Kid. I'll only get paid for 1, but potentially there's 2 new students for all of us to book, or maybe they'll want to book with me, but I see it as a positive. So tell me in the comments below, what are your feelings about trial classes, and what are your feelings about multiple children showing up to your one-on-one classes? Tell me below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.